The secret I am about to share with you is this: your imagination is the created power of universe, and what you assume to be true will invariably manifest in your reality. This is not metaphor or allegory, but the very foundation of existence itself. You are not merely experiencing reality. You are creating it in every moment through the power of your assumptions and beliefs. Now you might be wondering, Nabal, if this is true, why am I not already living my ideal life? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. Most people are unaware of this creative power within them. They live their lives reacting to external circumstances, not realizing that these very circumstances are the outpicturing of their inner states. You see, the world you experience is not happening to you. It is happening from you. Every circumstance, every event, every interaction in your life is a reflection of your inner assumptions. These assumptions are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, and just as a seed grows into a plant, your assumptions grow into your experience reality. This is why many people find themselves stuck in patterns of lack, of struggle, of not enoughness. They have unknowingly been planting these seeds in their subconscious mind through years of repetitive thoughts and feelings of limitation. But here's the liberating truth: you have the power to choose what seeds you plant. You have the ability to consciously assume the state of your wish fulfilled regardless of your current circumstances. So how do we begin this process of conscious creation? The first step is to clearly define what you wish to experience. Be specific. Don't simply say, "I want to be successful." Instead, imagine in vivid detail what your life looks like when you are living your ideal reality. How do you feel? What are you doing? How do you spend your time? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more clearly you communicate with your subconscious mind. Once you have this clear vision, the next step is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is crucial. You must feel the reality of your desire now, not in some distant future. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand time. It only understands the present moment. So if you constantly feel that your desire is something in the future, it will always remain in the future. Instead, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled now. How would you feel if your desire were already realized? Would you feel joyful, confident, free, grateful? Embody these feelings live from this state of being. This is not pretending or lying to yourself. This is assuming a new state of consciousness, which is the very essence of creation. Now, some of you may be thinking, "But Nebo, how can I feel something that isn't yet true?" This is where the power of your imagination comes into play. Your imagination is the bridge between your current reality and your desired state. It is through your imagination that you can step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled even before it manifests in the physical world. Your imagination is not a flight of fancy or a frivolous faculty. It is the very workshop wherein you fashion your future. When you imagine, you are experiencing reality at its most fundamental level. You are engaging with the pure potential of consciousness, shaping it with your attention and your assumption. To use your imagination effectively, you must first quiet your conscious mind. The chattering of your daily thoughts, your worries, your doubts, these must be silenced. Enter a state of relaxation, a state akin to sleep, but in which you remain consciously aware. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to impression. Once in this relaxed state, construct your scene. This scene should be one that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If your desire is for a successful career, you might imagine yourself in your ideal office or receiving congratulations from colleagues. If it's financial abundance you seek, imagine yourself looking at your bank statement with joy and gratitude. The scene itself should be short and simple. It's not about creating an elaborate story, but about capturing a moment that implies your desire is now a fact. This scene is your platform, the stage upon which you will enact the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now step into this scene. Don't watch it as a spectator, but experience it from the first-person perspective. Be there in that moment. And as you experience it, let the feeling of fulfillment wash over you. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction of having your desire realized. This is where many falter in their attempts at manifestation. They can see the scene clearly, but they fail to evoke the feeling. At birth, it is the feeling that gives life to your imaginal act. Without feeling, visualization is merely a mental exercise. With feeling, it becomes an act of creation. As you practice this, you may find that the feeling comes more easily with repetition. Each time you return to your scene, the feeling becomes more vivid, more real. This is good. You are strengthening the impression upon your subconscious mind. But here's a crucial point. Once you have evoked the feeling, once you have impressed it upon your subconscious, you must carry it with you into your waking life. This is where many stumble. They do their visualization exercise. They feel it intensely in the moment, but then they return to their daily life and fall back into old patterns of thought and feeling. To manifest your desire to keep winning, you must maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer be swayed by appearances. You will know that what you see around you is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, in your feeling. And as you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your outer world must reshape itself to match this inner conviction. Now let us address a common challenge in this practice, the apparent contradictions of your senses. As you begin to live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your assumption. How do you maintain your feeling in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where the art of ignoring comes into play. To ignore is not to deny the existence of something, but to refrain from giving it your attention and energy. When contradictory evidence appears, acknowledge it briefly. Then immediately return your attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remember, what you see in your outer world is the result of past assumptions, past feelings. It is like an echo of what you once believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new assumption. Return to these outdated circumstances. This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumption, even when your senses argue against it. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination informed by your feeling shows you what will be. As you persist in maintaining the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small. A fortunate coincidence, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in someone's behavior towards you. Do not dismiss these as mere chance. They are the first fruits of your new assumption taking root. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of feeling and manifestation. When I speak of feeling, I am not referring merely to impatience, though emotions play a part. I am speaking of a deeper sense of knowing, an unshakable conviction. It is the difference between saying, I want to be successful, and knowing the very core of your being, I am successful. This feeling conviction is not something you can fake or force. It arises naturally when you have successfully impressed your desire upon your subconscious mind. This is why the repeated use of your imagination is so crucial. Each time you return to your imaginal sea, each time you step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are deepening this impression. Think of it like wearing a groove in a record. The first time you play the record, the needle may skip and jump. But with repeated plays, the groove deepens and the music plays smoothly. Similarly, as you repeat your imaginal act, the feeling becomes more natural, more habitual. it becomes your dominant state. This is the state from which creation occurs. When you can maintain this feeling conviction throughout your day, when it becomes as natural as breathing, you have mastered the art of conscious creation. Your outer world has no choice but to conform to this inner state. This is the secret to never-ending winning. But what are those moments when doubt creeps in? When fear arises? When the old patterns of thought and feeling try to reassert themselves? These moments are inevitable, especially in the beginning of your practice. Do not be discouraged by them. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your new assumption. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting against the thought only gives it more power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your feeling of wish fulfilled. Remind yourself that what you see around you is the past. Your new assumption, your new feeling is creating your future. This brings us to another crucial aspect of winning, the concept of living in the end. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled in your day-to-day life. It is not enough to visualize for a few minutes each day and then return to your old patterns of thought and feeling. You must carry the feeling of your wish fulfilled with you throughout your day. This doesn't mean you deny your current circumstances. Rather, you acknowledge them briefly, then immediately return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. You live from the assumption that what you desire is already yours. For example, if your desire is for financial abundance, you would feel the security, freedom, and joy of wealth as you go about your day. When you make purchases, you would feel the ease and confidence of someone who has more than enough. When you interact with others, you would carry yourself with the assurance of a wealthy person. Living in the end requires a shift in your entire way of being. It's not about pretending or acting. It's about genuinely assuming a new state of consciousness. When you do this effectively, you'll find that your actions naturally align with your assumed state, accelerating the manifestation process. Now let us address the role of action in this process of continuous winning. Some people mistakenly believe that manifesting means they can simply imagine their desires and then sit back and wait for them to magically appear. This is not the case. The secret to never-ending winning does not negate action. It informs action. When you successfully impress your desire upon your subconscious mind, when you truly feel your wish fulfilled, you will be inspired to take actions that align with this state. These actions will feel natural, even inevitable. They will not be driven by fear or lack, but will flow from your assumed state of fulfillment. This is a crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get what you desire, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having it. But when you take action from the assumption of already having your desire fulfilled, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for its expression and expansion. So do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your assumed state. Let your feeling guide your actions rather than hoping your actions will create the feeling. This alignment of inner state and outer action is key to continuous winning. Now, let us explore the concept of detachment in relation to winning. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about your desire. Rather, it means you're not anxiously attached to seeing immediate results or figuring out how your desire will manifest. When you're detached, you can imagine and feel your desire fulfilled without constantly looking for signs of its manifestation. You trust in the process, knowing that as you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, it must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Detachment allows you to live in the present moment while holding your assumed state. It frees you from the anxiety and doubt that can slow down the manifestation process. It allows you to enjoy the journey of manifestation rather than being solely focused on the destination. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your imaginal act, imbued with feeling, is the reality. What you see in the outer world is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. As you persist in your new assumption, this shadow must change to match the new reality you're imagining and feeling. Let us now address the importance of gratitude in continuous winning. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion, it is a powerful creative force. When you feel genuinely grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of living in the end. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for your desire, even before you see it manifested in your physical reality. Be thankful for it as if it were already yours. Feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms, the air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has their desire fulfilled. This assumption, persistently held, must manifest in your outer world as the realization of your desire. This is another key to never-ending winning. Now let us explore the power of revision in manifesting continuous wins. Revision is not merely about changing your memories or rewriting your past. It is about recognizing that the past only exists in your mind, and therefore it can be changed in your mind. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review the events of your day. If there were any events that were not to your liking, revise them in your imagination. See them unfolding in a way that aligns with your desired state. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of this revised version of events. By doing this, you are not denying what physically happened. You are changing the impact of that event on your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon your subconscious a reality that aligns with your desires rather than one that contradicts them. As you make this practice of revision a habit, you will find that your reactions to current events begin to change. You will become less reactive, more peaceful, more aligned with your desired states of being. This alignment accelerates the manifestation process, ensuring that you continue to win in all areas of life. Let us now discuss the importance of persistence in continuous winning. While we speak of manifesting desires, it's important to understand that the speed of manifestation can vary. Some desires may manifest almost instantly, while others may take more time. The key is to persist in your assumption, regardless of how long it seems to be taking. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you waive an assumption, if you lose faith in the process, you send mixed signals to your subconscious mind, which can slow down the manifestation process. Persistence doesn't mean forcing or struggling. It means consistently returning to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. It means choosing again and again to live from the end, to embody the state of having your desire realized. This persistence requires faith, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and that as you persist in your new assumption, your world must reshape itself to match it. Now let us address the role of self-concept in continuous winning. Your self-concept, the beliefs you hold about who you are, is perhaps the most powerful factor in determining what you can manifest in your life. Many people struggle to manifest their desires because their self-concept contradicts what they're trying to achieve. They may visualize wealth, but deep down, they don't believe they're the kind of person who can be wealthy. They may imagine a loving relationship, but fundamentally believe they're unworthy of love. To win continuously, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. This involves imagining and feeling yourself as the person who already has what you desire. It's not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true, limitless nature. Forever at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential. As you use your imagination to assume your desired states, You are essentially recreating yourself. You are stepping into a new concept of self, a new understanding of who you are and what's possible for you. This revision of self-concept is crucial for continuous winning. As you align your self-concept with your desires, you remove the inner contradictions that can slow down the manifestation process. Now let us explore the role of emotion in never-ending winning. Emotion is the fuel that powers your imaginal acts. It's not enough to merely visualize or think about your desires. You must feel them. When you combine vivid imagination with genuine emotion, you create a powerful impression on your subconscious mind. This is because your subconscious responds more strongly to feeling than to intellectual thought. The emotions you want to cultivate are those you would feel if your desire were already realized. If your desire is for wealth, feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with financial abundance. If it's a loving relationship you seek, feel the love, the connection, the companionship. These emotions should be so real, so intense, that when you open your eyes and return to your present circumstances, you carry with you a sense of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been realized. This emotional component is what distinguishes effective manifestation from mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you can genuinely feel your desire as an accomplished fact, you are impressing it upon your subconscious mind as a reality. Your subconscious then works tirelessly to bring into physical manifestation, ensuring your continuous winning. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, remember this: the power to win continuously lies within you. It resides in your ability to imagine vividly, to feel deeply, and to persist faithfully in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. The secret to never-ending winning is not determined by external factors, but by the intensity of your belief and the consistency of your imaginal acts. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Use your imagination consciously and deliberately to create scenes that imply the fulfillment of your desires. Feel the reality of your wish fulfilled with every fiber of your being. Persist in this feeling even when your senses deny it. For as you do, you are reshaping your entire world, manifesting your desires with a consistency that ensures you never stop winning. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to feel the reality of your wishes fulfilled. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your creative consciousness. The secret to never-ending winning is not something external to you. It is not a technique or a trick. It is the fundamental truth of your being that you are the creator of your reality. As you align your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions with this truth, you step into a state of continuous creation, of perpetual winning. In your daily life, be vigilant. Be conscious of your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions. Choose them wisely, for they are the seeds of your future experiences. Let every thought be a thought of victory, every feeling a feeling of accomplishment, every assumption an assumption of success. For in doing so, you are creating a life of never-ending winning. As you embark on this journey of conscious creation, of continuous winning, know that you are aligning yourself with the very power that creates worlds. You are stepping into your divine birthright as a co-creator of reality. Embrace this power, use it wisely, and let it guide you to a life of unending success and fulfillment. Thank you, and may your journey of conscious creation be filled with joy, wonder, and the thrill of never-ending winning. My dear friends, imagine yourself in a garden of your own creation. This garden is your mind and the flowers that bloom. Here are your thoughts, your beliefs, and your reactions to the world around you. Now picture a weed sprouting among your carefully tended roses. This weed represents a person, a situation, or a circumstance that no longer serves your highest good. What do? Do you fight it, argue with it, or treason reason with it? No, my beloved, you simply cut it off, silently, effortlessly, without reaction. For in this world of Caesar, we are bombarded with stimuli that seek to provoke us, to elicit a reaction, to draw us into the drama of the external. But I say unto you, the power lies not in reacting, but in your capacity to remain unmoved, to cut off that which does not align with your desired state of being. Remember, the whole vast world is no more than one's imagining pushed out. If you react to every provocation, every slight, every perceived injustice, you are giving life to that which you do not desire. You are watering the weeds in your garden, allowing them to flourish and choke out the beauty you wish to cultivate. But when you choose not to react, when you cut off silently that which does not serve you, you are exercising the divine power within you. You are declaring to the universe, this has no place in my world. And the universe, my friends, has no choice but to conform to your imagination, for you are the operant power. Consider the words of Scripture, be still and know that I am God. This stillness, this non-reaction is not passive. It is the most powerful action you can take. For in your stillness, you are affirming your true nature as the God of your reality. When you find yourself tempted to react, to defend, to explain, or to justify, take a deep breath and remember who you truly are. You are not a mere Mozart buffeted by the winds of circumstance. You are the dream of this dream we call life. And just as in a night dream, you have the power to change the scene, to alter the script, to cut off silently that which does not belong in your ideal state. Imagine for a moment that you are watching a play. The actors on stage are performing their roles, some to your liking, others not. Now would you leap onto the stage, arguing with the actors, trying to change their performance? Of course not. You would simply watch, knowing that it is all a play, a grand illusion. This, my dear friends, is how you must view your life. When someone attempts to provoke you, to pull you into their drama, see it for what it is, a play, a dream, an illusion. Do not react. Do not give it the power of your attention or your emotion. Instead, in your imagination, calmly and silently cut them off. Remove them from your stage. For you are the author of this play, the dreamer of this dream. But never, you might say, how can I simply cut off those who upset me? They are my family, my colleagues, my neighbors. To this I say, you are not cutting off the person, but the state they represent in your world. You are cutting off the version of them that does not align with your ideal. In doing so, you allow space for a new version to emerge, one that is in harmony with your desires. Remember, an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. If you persist in the assumption that you must react to every provocation, that you are at the mercy of others' behaviors, then this will become your reality. But if you assume the state of one who is unmoved by external circumstances, who cuts off silently all that does not serve, then this too will harden into fact. Think of the great masters throughout history. Did they react to every criticism, every attack? No, they remained steadfast in their conviction, silent in their power. They understood that to react is to give power to that which you oppose. To cut off silently is to reclaim your power, to assert your dominion over your world. In your daily life, practice this art of non-reaction. When someone speaks harshly to you, do not retaliate. When circumstances seem to go against you, do not complain. Instead, in your imagination, see yourself rising above it all, untouched and unmoved. Fear the peace that comes with this state of being. For in your non-reaction and your silent cutting off, you are declaring, ineffable one. This practice may seem challenging at first. The world of Caesar has conditioned us to react, to defend, to fight. But I tell you, this is the way of the old man. We are called to put on the new man, to claim our divine inheritance as creators of our reality. And in this new state, we do not fight against what we do not want. We simply remove it from our consciousness. Imagine a room in your mind. In this room are all the people situations and circumstances of your life. Now see yourself as the master of this room. You have the power to rearrange it as you see fit. Those elements that do not belong in your ideal state, simply and silently remove them. Do not argue with them. Do not try to change them. Simply escort them out of your mental room. This, my friends, is the art of cutting off silently. It is not done with malice or anger, but with the calm assurance of one who knows their true identity. For you are not a mere mortal, subject to the whims of others. You are a divine being, creating your reality moment by moment through your imagination. But never, you might ask, what if these people or situations persist in my physical reality? To this I say, persist in your new assumption. Remember, the outer world is a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. As you maintain your inner stillness, as you consistently cut off in your imagination that which does not serve you, the outer world has no choice but to conform. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. His brothers sought to harm him, to provoke him. But Joseph did not react. He cut them off silently in his consciousness, holding fast to his vision of greatness. And in time, his outer world conformed to his inner conviction. His brothers, who once sought to destroy him, came to bow before him. This, my beloved, is the power that lies within you, the power to remain unmoved, to cut off silently all that does not align with your ideal state. It is not a power that fights against the unwanted, but a power that simply removes it from your consciousness, leaving no room for it to manifest in your world. As you go about your day, practice this art. When someone cuts you off in traffic, resist the urge to react. Instead, in your imagination, see yourself gliding smoothly to your destination, unperturbed by the actions of others. When a colleague speaks ill of you, do not defend yourself. In your mind, cut off this version of your colleague, replacing it with one who respects and admires you. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. All that you experience in the outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. By refusing to react, by cutting off silently that which does not serve you, you are shaping your consciousness. And as your consciousness changes, so too must your world. This practice requires vigilance, my friends. The world of Caesar will constantly attempt to turn you back into Joe Lehman. But stand firm in your conviction. Know that you are the operant power in your reality. No one and nothing can provoke you without your consent. Imagine for a moment a pond. When a stone is thrown into the pond, it creates ripples that disturb the entire surface. This is what happens when you react to the provocations of the world. But now imagine that same pond, its surface as smooth as glass. When a stone is thrown, it simply sinks to the bottom, leaving the surface undisturbed. This is the state of consciousness you are called to embody. In your silence, in your non-reaction, you are declaring to the universe, I am unmoved by the illusions of the world. I stand firm in my true identity as the creator of my reality. And the universe has no choice but to conform to this declaration. But my dear friends, understand that this practice of cutting off silently is not about suppressing your emotions or denying yours. It is about rising above them, transcending the level at which they occur. It is about shifting your identity from the reactive human to the guide, the divine. When you find yourself tempted to react, to argue, to defend, pause, take a deep breath and ask yourself, who am I? Am I this reactive being butter, kitted by the winds of circumstance? Or am I the creator of my reality, the master of my world? As you affirm your true identity, you will see it easier to cut off silently all that does not align with your ideal state. Consider the example of Jesus when he was brought before peace. The world expected him to react, to defend himself against the false accusations. But what did he do? He remained silent. He cut off the entire drama silently, knowing that it was but an illusion, a play in the world of Caesar. He stood firm in his true identity, unmoved by the provocations around him. This, my beloved, is the power you are called to embody, the power to stand in the midst of chaos, unmoved and unshaken. The power to cut off silently all that does not serve your highest good. For in doing so, you are declaring your mastery over your world. Imagine for a moment that you are standing on a mountaintop. Below you, you can see the dramas and conflicts of the world playing out. But from your vantage point, they seem small, insignificant. This is the perspective you must cultivate. Rise above the petty provocations of the world. View them from the mountaintop of your divine consciousness. From this elevated state, cutting off silently becomes effortless. You no longer feel the need to engage with that which does not serve you. You simply remove it from your consciousness, knowing that what you do not energize with your attention cannot persist in your world. But remember, my friends, this practice is not about escaping the world or hiding from its challenges. It is about mastering the world, about claiming your divine power as the creator of your reality. It is about being in the world, but not of it, as the scripture says. As you go about your day vigilant, notice the moments when you feel compelled to react, to defend, to argue. These are the opportunities to practice your divine power. In these moments, pause, take a deep breath, remember who you truly are, and then silently and effortlessly cut off that which does not align with your ideal thought. Imagine yourself as a grand sculptor, chiseling away at the marble of your life. Each act of cutting off silently is a stroke of your chisel, removing that which does not belong in your masterpiece. With each stroke, your true self, your ideal state, emerges more clearly. This practice, my dear friends, is the key to mastering your world. For when you no longer react to the provocations of the external, when you cut off silently all that does not serve you, you are truly free. You are no longer a slave to circumstances, but the master of your destiny. Consider the words of Scripture, be in the world, but not of the world. This is the state you are called to embody. You are here in this world of Caesar, but you are not bound by his rules, his dramas, his provocations. You are of a higher order, a divine being temporarily clothed in human form. As you practice this art of cutting off silently, you will begin to notice a change in your world. Those who once provoked you will find themselves transformed in your presence. Circumstances that once seemed challenging will resolve themselves from seas, for you are no longer feeding these unwanted elements with your reaction, your attention, your energy. Imagine a bardenard once more, but this time see yourself as the gardener. With calm assurance, you move through your garden, cutting away the weeds, pruning the overgrowth, shaping the landscape to match your vision. This is how you must move through your life, calmly, silently cutting away all that does not belong in your ideal state. But remember, my beloved, this cutting off is not done with anger or resentment. It is done with love, with the understanding that all is you pushed out. Even those elements you choose to remove are part of you, playing their role in your grand awakening. Thank them silently for their service, and then release them from your consciousness. As you master this practice, you will find yourself moving through the world with a new sense of peace, a new sense of power. The dramas and conflicts that once seemed so important will fade into insignificance. You will stand unmoved in the center of your world, the calm eye in the storm of life. But do not mistake this state for passivity, my friends. This is the most active, most powerful state you can embody. For in your non-reaction, in your silent cutting off, you are actively shaping your world. You are exercising your divine right as the creator of your reality. Imagine for a moment that you are the director of a grand play. The actors come to you, asking how they should perform their roles. But instead of giving them direction, you simply remove from the stage those whose performance does not align with your vision. This is how you must direct the play of your life. Not by trying to change or control others, but by simply removing from your consciousness that which does not serve your ideal. As you practice this art, you may find that some around you do not understand. They may try to provoke you, to pull you back into the old patterns of reaction. But stand firm in your new state. Remember, you are saved by your assumption. Assume the state of one who is unmoved by external provocations, who cuts off silently all that does not serve, and this state will become your reality. Consider the example of a mighty oak tree. When the winds blow, does the oak fight against them? Does it react to every gust? No, it stands firm, rooted deep in the earth, unmoved by the temporary chaos around it. This, my dear friends, is how you must stand in your world, rooted deep in the knowledge of your true identity, unmoved by the winds of circumstance. As you move through your day, be aware of the temptations to react, to engage with that which does serve you. These temptations will come, for the world of Caesar is designed to provoke. So is its reaction. But in these moments, remember who you truly are. Remember your power to cut off silently, to remove from your consciousness all that does not align with your ideal state. Imagine yourself as a projector, casting the film of your life onto the screen of the world. When an unwanted scene appears, do you argue with the screen? Do you try to change the image by manipulating the projection? No, you simply change the film and the projector. This, my beloved, is how you must view your life. Do not try to change the outer world directly. Change your inner film, your consciousness, and the outer world will have no choice but to conform. As you master this practice, you will find that your world begins to transform. Those who once provoked you will find themselves transformed in their presence. Circumstances that once seemed challenging will resolve themselves with ease, for you are no longer feeding these unwanted elements with your reaction, your attention, your energy. But remember, this transformation does not happen overnight. It requires patience, persistence, and above all, faith. Faith in your true identity as the creator of your reality. Faith in your power to cut off silently all that does not serve you. Faith that as you change your consciousness, your world must change to match it. Consider the words of Scripture, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. As you practice cutting off silently, you may not see immediate results in your outer world. But have faith, my dear friends. Know that with each act of non-reaction, with each silent removal of the unwanted from your consciousness, you are shaping your world at the deepest level. Imagine a sculptor once more, chiseling away at a block of marble. With each stroke of the chisel, the unwanted falls away, revealing the masterpiece within. But this revealing takes time. It requires patience and persistence. So, too with your life. Each act of cutting off silently is a stroke of your chisel, revealing the masterpiece of your ideal state. As you go about your day, be vigilant. Notice the moments when you feel compelled to react, to defend, to argue. These are the opportunities to practice your divine power. In these moments, pause, take a deep breath. Remember who you truly are, and then silently and effortlessly cut off that which does not align with your ideal state. But my dear friends, understand that this practice is not about suppressing your emotions or denying your experiences. It is about rising above them, transcending the level at which they occur. It is about shifting your identity from the reactive human to the creative divine. When you find yourself tempted to react, to argue, to defend, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, who am I? Am I this reactive being buffeted by the winds of circumstance? Or am I the creator of my reality, the master of my world? As you affirm your true identity, you will find it easier to cut off silently all that does not align with your ideal state. Remember, an assumption, though false, if persisted, it will harden into fact. If you persist in the assumption that you are unmoved by external provocations, that you have the power to cut off silently all that does not serve you, then this will become your reality. The world around you will have no choice but to conform to your new state of consciousness. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in a room full of mirrors. Each mirror reflects a different aspect of your life, your relationships, your work, your health, your finances. Now see you turning away from these mirrors, closing your eyes, and imagining the perfect reflection in each area you are looking at. As you open your eyes, the mirrors have changed to reflect your inner vision. This, my beloved, is how you must view your world. Turn away from the unwanted reflections, cut them off silently in your mind, and hold fast to your vision of the ideal. As you practice this art of non-reaction, of cutting off silently, you may find that it becomes easier with time. What once provoked a strong reaction may barely register in your consciousness. This is a sign of your growing mastery, your deepening understanding of your true identity as the creator of your reality. But do not become complacent, my dear friends. The world of Caesar is ever ready to pull you back into old patterns of reaction. Stay vigilant. Continue to practice your art of silent removal of non-reaction. For it is through this constant practice that you solidify your new state of being. Consider the words of Scripture, "Put off the old man with his deeds, and put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him." This putting off of the old man, this putting on of the new, is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process, a daily practice of cutting off silently all that does not align with your true divine self. As you move through your world, be aware of the subtle ways in which you may be tempted to react. It may not always be obvious provocation. Sometimes it may be a gentle pull to engage in gossip, to complain about circumstances, to judge others. But remember, all of these are forms of reaction, ways of giving power to that which you do not desire in your world. In these moments, practice your art. Cut off these tendencies silently in your mind. See yourself rising above them, unmoved and unaffected, for in your non-reaction, in your silent removal of the unwanted, you are declaring your mastery over your world. Imagine yourself as a king or queen, seated on the throne of your consciousness. From this elevated position, you observe the dramas and conflicts of your kingdom. But instead of engaging with them directly, you simply decree their removal. This, my beloved, is how you must rule your world, not through force or reaction, but through the calm, silent exercise of your divine authority. As you practice this art, you may find that others begin to notice a change in you. They may comment on your newfound peace, your unshakable calm. Do not be swayed by their observations, whether positive or negative. Remember, you are not doing this for the approval of others, but for the alignment of your outer world with your inner ideal. Consider the example of a master pianist. When a wrong note is played, does the pianist stop and argue with the piano? Does he react with frustration or anger? No. He simply continues playing, allowing the correct notes to naturally replace the wrong ones. This is how you must move through your life. When the wrong notes of circumstance are played, do not react. You may continue to play the melody of your ideal state, knowing that the harmony of your world must eventually align with your inner song. But remember, my dear friends, this practice of cutting off silently is not about creating a perfect problem-free life. It is about maintaining your center, your true identity, regardless of external circumstances. It is about being in the world, but not of it. As the Scripture says, as you go about your day, be aware of the many opportunities to practice your art. In any situation, each unwanted circumstance is not a problem to be solved, but an opportunity to affirm your mastery. See these moments as gifts, chances to strengthen your understanding of who you truly are. Imagine a vast ocean. On the surface, waves crash and storms rage. But deep below, in the depths of the ocean, all is calm and still. This is how you must be in your world. Let the surface events of your life crash and storm, if they will, but maintain your deep, unshakable calm. For it is from this depth that you exercise your true power to shape your reality. As you master this practice, you will find that your world begins to reflect your inner state more and more. Those who once provoked you may find themselves inexplicably drawn to your calm presence. Circumstances that once seemed challenging may resolve themselves with surprising ease. For you are no longer feeding these elements with your reaction, your attention, your energy. But do not become attached to these outer changes, my beloved. Remember, your power lies not in controlling the outer world, but in mastering your inner state. Continue to practice your art of cutting off silently, of non-reaction, regardless of what appears in your outer world. For it is your consistent inner state that ultimately shapes your reality. Consider the words of Scripture. The kingdom of God is within you. This kingdom is your consciousness, your inner world. As you rule this inner kingdom with wisdom and non-reaction, cutting off silently all that does not serve your highest good, your outer world must conform. Reflect your inner mastery. As we conclude this discourse, my dear friends, remember that the practice of cutting off silently, of not reacting, is not a passive state. It is the most powerful, most active state you can embody. For in your silence, in your non-reaction, you are exercising your divine right as the creator of your reality. Go forth into your world with this new understanding. Practice your art of silent removal, of non-reaction. Know that with each moment of calm in the face of provocation, with each silent cutting off of the unwanted, you are shaping your world at the deepest level. You are declaring your true identity as the master of your reality, the author of your life story. And above all, have faith. Faith in your true identity. Faith in your power to shape your world through your consciousness. Faith that as you maintain your inner calm, as you cut off silently all that does not serve you, your outer world must inevitably align with your inner ideal. For you are not mere mortals subject to the whims of circumstance. You are divine beings, creators of your reality. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding, and watch as your world transforms to reflect the majesty of your true self.